How to play fingerstyle guitar, a step-by-step guide for beginners. What up guys, my name is Richard Shepard. Let's dive in. Now the kind of guitar I would suggest you guys get started on if you're just a beginner is a nylon string guitar. It's going to be a little bit softer on your fingertips. However, if you do not have a nylon string guitar, if you're using a steel string guitar, that would be great. But you want to make sure that the action, that the strings are low to the fretboard, because if they're too high, fingerstyle guitar will be very, very challenging, if not impossible. You can do it. The most important thing is that you use what you have, okay? Number two, if you notice on my right hand over here, I have my nails are a little bit long. On my left hand, they are a little bit short. This is for tonality purposes. It's like having like 4 little picks at your disposal. Five little picks. Now I'm standing up right now. Now the way I'm standing up is this would constitute almost the classical position, where if I was sitting down, the saddle of the guitar would be in between my legs, my left foot would be elevated a little bit, and I'd be almost eye level with the tuning pegs. This is the way that I choose to play. I suggest you do it as well. It's great for the shoulders and just when you bend at the elbow. That is exactly that arch right there on your wrist. That's what you want to be looking for. Your right hand falls naturally right there. It's a great position to get started with fingerstyle. If you start like this is called the relaxed position. This is fine too. This is how I started. That's how I started. That's a great place to do. You choose one of the two, either the classical or the relaxed position. Okay, next, hand positioning. Hand positioning. Now, if you're close to the bridge, you're going to get a naturally brighter sound. If you're closer to the sound hole, you're going to get a darker sound. Even further up, more darker. Okay, so you decide where you want to play. I suggest right around the sound hole to get things going for you. A word about the left hand. Now, we're going to be doing some very simple chord shapes with our left hand here. We're not going to be doing a ton of moving of chord shapes. However, what that will mean is that your left hand may fatigue from time to time, or you may be prone to overcompensate and press harder than you need to. So keep an eye on your wrist and your fingers. You only want to press what's necessary to get the chord sounding the way you want it. With the right hand, you can get a little bit more dynamic with your right hand for some of these exercises. But generally, just when you're getting started, keep an eye on the amount of pressure that you're using on your left hand. You don't want to go overboard with it. Okay, so the hand position. I'm going to switch cameras right here so you guys can take a look, get it zoom in on our right hand. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to assign our thumb to strings 6, 5, and 4. And we're going to be focusing on this meaty side of our thumb right here. And we're going to be thinking of like a rolling pin motion. Like that. If I were to turn my hand up like that, it looks like I'm giving a thumbs up. And I'm rolling from this joint, this knuckle right here. I'm thinking east and west with it. Now, this index finger is going to be assigned to string number 3. My middle finger will be assigned to string number 2. and my ring finger will be assigned to string number 1. Again. The pinky, we will rarely use it. We use it from time to time, but the pinky is very, very, very weak in the beginning. Okay, now listen to me. If you feel your ego talking to you right now, saying, I'm gonna make my pinky the strongest it's ever been, that is your ego talking to you. Okay, you don't need that. Work with everyone's body's different, but almost every guitar player I've ever taught, and I've taught a lot, pinkies are generally weak in the beginning. So we focus on thumb, index, middle, and ring for fingerstyle. Okay? Now, let's see. The first thing I want you to start doing is let's work the right hand. And I want you to play go up and down playing each of those strings. Try and make the length of each of those notes when you play it, try and make them as even as possible. Okay? That'll be your first exercise that I want you to work on. The next exercise I want you to work on is we're going to do 2 sets of strings at the same time. So we're going to start with strings, and we're going to use fingers, our thumb and our index. In fingerstyle, you'll often hear this technique called using the Puma method. Puma stands for P-I-M-A. P is for thumb, I is for index, M is for middle, A is for your ring finger. So this first pattern is going to be utilizing that as well. So it's going to be based on the C major chord, and it sounds like this. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. We're going to repeat that twice. Then the next pattern will be this. Thumb, ring, middle, index. Thumb, ring, middle, index. We're going to repeat that twice as well. And then the last part, which we'll repeat as well, goes like this. Now in that third example, we are switching between 2 chords, C major and A minor. Now, what's great about this transition is that they share a couple of notes. They share the C and the E. The only thing that changes is that our 3rd finger moves from the 3rd fret on the 5th string to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. C to A minor. Now that's something, those common notes, you're going to look for that in we're going to have later on, we're going to look for that in a lot of other examples where you can look for common tones where you can switch between chords. Okay? Now here are, let me just review some of the common mistakes that you'll run into them. You're going to run into tension in the left hand, obviously. Playing one chord or similar shapes over time, everyone's very easily prone to squeezing too hard. With the right hand, you really want to take your time when it comes to coordinating where each finger is assigned to. If you practice this pattern 15 minutes a day, you should see some pretty interesting results in a few weeks. Check out the playlist that I've included, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Okay guys, my name is Richard Shepard. Thanks for watching. Stay great.